So, Gemma, we have a special treat today.
Lovely.
We are
Edible or non-edible? Don't trick me, Ami.
Oh, you know what? It's a little bit of everything.
Oh, yay. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Need to Know. I'm Gemma Stafford, professional chef, cookbook author, and the creator of Bigger Bolder Baking. And as always, I'm joined by the lovely Ami Shukla. You're smiling at me now.
Go on.
Ami Shukla, the culinary director here at Bigger Bolder Baking, my best buddy. Do you know that we're best buds?
Yes, I do.
We are. And the hot fudge sauce on my ice cream sundae.
Oh my gosh.
Now, that is true, but also my segue. Do you want to hear it?
Yes.
So we're going to get stuck into hot from the oven because we had a great ice cream episode last week.
Mm-hmm.
And we had a lot more to say. And I love ice cream, but I adore soft serve ice cream. And when we were looking at ice cream, we thought there was so much information here. Let's focus on soft serve for one episode. And I'm very happy that we did. So hot from the oven first, I want to tell you about this new shop opened in the East Village in New York. It's called Surprise Scoop. It is a small shop in the East Village. It's kind of, it has a sign, but I don't think it's like named outside. You go in and you order your ice cream on iPads. And then a mysterious little kind of window opens. They hand you out your ice cream. It comes out with a cream and a cherry on top. And then the surprise is you don't know the flavor. You're looking at, let me continue. So every flavor is a surprise. I know, right? Every flavor is a surprise. I was in New York a few weeks ago and I'm really bummed. We had limited time and I thought to myself, do we go to this place? And we didn't. But you can see a lot of videos and we're going to share them in the show notes, TikTok and Instagram of people going to this place. So you would automatically think it's going to be like gnarly flavors. And there are some interesting ones. Ovaltine, which is nice.
Ovaltine's good.
Like malty, flaming hot Cheetos,
Gross.
everything bagel with cream cheese.
I like these things on their own. I don't know.
Strawberry, dill pickle. There's some odd ones, but they're not. It's not kind of like to get you. I would say if you had a big issue with your ice cream, they might give you a new one. I don't know.
I wonder what the rules are. You know what? Sometimes,
but you have to guess the flavor.
Is it free if you guess the flavor?
No, not free. Nobody's getting you anything for free, Ami. But you do have to guess the flavor because I did see a video where she was like, we never figured out what my mom's green ice cream was.
That's what. So here's the thing is like, how many times do you get like ice cream in a week or a day or what, what bothers me about this is that like, if it's my time for ice cream, like I get it, because I get ice cream today. And then I go to this surprise ice cream shop and I get like a flaming hot Cheeto ice cream. And that was the ice cream I had. I feel like I would be really disappointed.
You would be. So
I really like to go to the shops and like try all the things several times and then design my perfect bowl of ice cream.
So you don't go here. Okay. For your own sanity. Don't go there. But it's all about the gram. You see a lot, like I think of Lila, who's 16 years old. Right. Like all like, young kids going in with their parents or with their girlfriends and and boys going with their school friends and whatever. It's fun.
Yes.
It's one little scoop. You get your little video and your photos and you have the experience.
Right.
But then if you do want, but I do believe that it's supposed to be good though. Like I think the good flavors are good.
I think this is an excellent way if you're like a little ice cream shop and you're like, wow, that flavor didn't work out. Oh, I have a great idea. Okay. Well, you know what I also want to talk about is a tried and true favorite, Joanne Chang. You remember Joanne Chang from Flower Bakery?
I do.
She opened a new cafe in Boston that features homemade vanilla and strawberry soft serve with homemade sprinkles. So it's like this sort of elevated soft serve trend. And it, like you see all these like TikTok videos of people going. It looks like it's like set in this park somewhere. It's this really beautiful setting. People go walk up and get their soft serve. I wish I was there. It looks amazing.
Maybe we go on a trip to Boston. Because I've always said to Joanne, I want to go there because I follow them on Instagram and they do this like meringue pie, like a mile high, like not like legit. And it's like raspberry curd, and then like meringue, toasted meringue, like this high.
Amazing.
Yeah, and then all the ice creams and all the yummy things, the cinnamon buns.
So good.
Lovely. We are talking about soft serve.
Yes.
We're going to go in the mix now, and I wanted to get into the nooks and crannies of soft serve. I hear a lot, and we were looking at this episode, soft serve is having a moment. I like that's a saying. Like nowadays, it's a saying like, "Oh, this is having a moment," when it's not like actually a moment. But like, to me, soft serve is always popular. Not all year round because it's harder to get all year round, but it's always been for an Irish person like hugely popular. I grew up with it and I can talk about that a little bit more. Lots of people, we do buy ice cream all year round, regardless of where you are. But soft serve seems to be kind of special and reserved for the summer. Like that's when you see the trucks come out. Sure. That's when you tend to go to the seaside, in Ireland. Because of being such a small island, like there's so many shops around the country that like do soft serve ice cream. I have a question for you. Do you have, because I do know that you also love ice cream, and preference, would it be soft serve or would it be like regular? I'm going to call it regular.
I am a huge fan of just a regular scoop shop. I mean, I like soft serve, but I tend to find their flavor to be like a little bit lighter. Like it's not as a full mouth taste, and there's something about ice cream. I feel like there's a lot more variety. There's a lot more going on. Like we just recently tried some new Jenny's ice creams and they were like really, really intense. So that is usually always my favorite, but I don't mind a soft serve.
You can also put mix-ins into hard ice cream, whereas you don't do that with soft serve because they come out of the machine and the way that they're served and stuff like that. So I get it. I am soft serve all the way. And anytime we're in Europe, anytime we're traveling or whatever, like generally I don't go for ice cream, not because I don't love it, but I just don't. But I like 9 times out of 10, if they have a soft serve machine, I'll do soft serve.
Yeah.
I love it. I love just plain even.
Yeah.
I love it.
But so like, why is soft serve so light? Like it's like it has this sort of like it's light in texture. It has this like light flavor. I guess it's like kind of like for the summer. I mean, maybe that's why it speaks to so many people.
So it's a great question. I was wondering myself when I did the research, and it is basically less fat in a soft serve ice cream base and more air incorporated, which makes sense. Like you think about all the things that we make whipped cream, we make that, and it always makes things lighter and not a dense so you don't have a dense custard, you have a lightly whipped, churned mixture. Often it does not contain eggs. Usually soft serve mix, I say mix because they sell it in bags all around the country. So, and I know this from Ireland, like working in a cafe as a kid, and we had soft serve ice cream. We got a big bag of like soft serve mix and put it into the machine. So there's that less fat content, but then also the churning, more air incorporated, which would factor into the lighter flavor.
Right.
So the amount of overrun does depend on a few factors. The machine you're using, like be it you're in a professional, gelato shop or whatever, or if you're Gemma at home making it on her Cuisinart, then speed of which you're churning, which will depend on your machine, the temperature of which it's held, the recipe itself, and then also the time you churn it. Often with traditional ice cream, you'll see on Tillamook, and I didn't understand this until recently. I was in the supermarket and Tillamook said slow churn.
So it's denser, right?
So it's denser. And I was wondering, shouldn't it be churned faster for like less ice crystals, as we talked about before in the last episode? But the slow churn does make it denser. Quicker churn makes it airier. That's what I like. So when I make ice cream at home, then it churns. I have a really cold ice cream base. It churns fast, and then I get it into the freezer, and I do end up with something that is almost like a semi-frozen mousse. I churn it until it's soft serve consistency. Then I take it out of the machine. If you over churn it, you're going to get less air. And you're going to get a harder ice cream. Just somebody who makes a lot of ice cream at home, custard based or whatever, that's just something that like I just happen to know. Soft serve is held. The machine it holds it at a different temperature. It's not frozen, obviously, so it can come out nice and soft, which I think contributes to better flavor.
Yeah.
So to differentiate between the difference between traditional ice cream and a soft serve mix, ice cream has to have a fat content of 10% milk fats. When you go to places that we are all very familiar with, like the Sonics of the world, Dairy Queen, those guys tend to have around only 5%. So, the quality there varies, and, they can't really be called ice cream, so they call it blizzard, all these different things.
Maybe that's why I'm kind of saying like, I don't really like taste soft serve the same way I taste ice cream because it has less fat, which carries flavor.
Yeah. Exactly.
It's interesting.
Isn't that nice?
Did you know that soft serve was invented in the States? in America by Tom Carvel. You know, Carvel ice cream. Do they have a Carvel ice cream out here?
No, I don't know what that is.
That's an East Coast thing. Oh, I didn't know. But it was in 1934.
Lay it on me, Ami. She's getting serious.
Story time. In 1934, Tom Carvel, who was then in his early 20s, a Greek immigrant, was taking his ice cream truck to from wherever he was to go to upstate New York to serve ice cream. And his truck broke down. Then he had all this ice cream that was just melting on the side of the road. And so he decided to just serve it. It was this sort of soft and melty texture, and people went wild for it. And so he was like, oh, I've just like discovered the next big thing. And he became like the king of New York soft serve, New York, New Jersey. That was kind of like where he did his stuff. And I think it was in the 1940s. This was like in the late 1930s. So in the somewhere in the 1940s, he patented the first soft serve machine. I think Dairy Queen did something similar right around the same time. Carvel is still going strong.
OG.
Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing.
Yeah, exactly. And Mr. Softy, the other one. Do they have Mr. Softies out
I
here?
saw a Mr. Softy at a kind of a carnival thing, and I think I said it to Kevin. What's a Mr. Softy? But that's the original.
Well, this Mr. Softy came
truck,
later,
right?
Not
the original, but that's one of the original soft serve trucks. Right?
That was like in the 50s. So Mr. Softy came a little bit after Carvel.
So I'm realizing as we're talking, I love it because it's not frozen cold temperature. And I talked about this previously. Like that all makes sense to me.
Yeah.
That people were like, wait a second now. Stuff that's usually rock solid and now it's all melty, because like even last night I make this really lovely rich chocolate ice cream and I gave it to George last night and he didn't finish the whole thing. So obviously I did. And it was kind of half melty. It was like frozen chocolate mousse.
Yeah. Well, did you ever do that thing as a kid where you have like a scoop of ice cream and then you wait for it to get all melty and then you stir it up?
No.
Well, you never did this?
No.
Okay, you take a scoop of ice cream, you like let it get like half melty, and then you take your spoon and you stir it up, and then it turns into like a soft serve.
And that does sound like something
it was
I should
the
like.
Best. It's like how you eat ice cream as a child.
Okay.
At least that's how I did it. It was the best. I still remember the taste.
That's so funny. I never did that as a child. That's so funny. I never did that as a child. Growing up in Ireland. So let me tell you about the culture of this soft serve. This is why I'm so passionate about it. And I'm passionate is not too strong of a word. I adore soft serve ice cream. And it's very nostalgic for me. It's something I grew up with. So soft serve in Ireland became popular in the 1950s. Since then, it became instantly popular. And because, we have so many seaside towns and like such great weather for 2 weeks out of the year. So if you grow up in Ireland, it's a big part of like usually your youth, but everybody gets them. I'm from Wexford, so I'm on the southern east coast. It's a seaside town. You go to get your lotto on a Friday night, and Dad used to bring us in to get the lotto, and then we would get soft serve like cones. And it's not only for the summer, like it's all year round.
Yeah.
These machines are going all year round in shops. You put on your different sauces, and then you can have something called a 99. Do you know what that is?
No.
Do you know what a Cadbury's flake is?
Not really. It's a chocolate
We'll
bar.
show a photo of it.
Okay.
It is a chocolate bar. Yeah. It's a chocolate bar that's made of all ribbons of chocolate.
Oh,
it's dairy milk, like whatever.
Yeah. It's kind of flakes in your mouth, but it's all chocolate.
Yeah. It does. Exactly flakes in your mouth. Maybe that's why they got the name from on. I'll email them and tell them that.
I just figured it out. Maybe they didn't know.
So you have a soft serve cone. You can get that. It used to be like 60p, or you put a Cadbury's flake in there called a 99. You charge. I think it was like a euro, maybe even £1 when I was growing up, and it's a whole new thing.
Well, and did you eat it by scooping the bar?
But I have to say I didn't like the flake in there. I don't, because I find chocolate overpowering, and I didn't want it in my cone or whatever. But I did like the strawberry sauce and stuff.
Yeah.
The last 3 summers or so, we've gone to Europe with George. We did Amsterdam, Barcelona, Paris. And so one thing I kind of noticed after those few countries in Ireland, Europeans love soft serve.
Yeah.
There's a lot of soft serve to be found. The one differentiator with Ireland is because of our dairy, people do kind of notice that it is creamier. It can, can have more flavor because of the fat. Like we talked about. So I definitely see a uniqueness in the soft serve in Ireland compared to like other countries. You know what I mean? Like it definitely has a particular flavor.
Sure. Well, like, I mean, all the dairy coming out of like the butter, Kerrygold, all that, like it's so good and rich. Yeah. I bet it's delicious.
Today in Ireland, actually, there's a lot more kind of artisanal like soft serve shops opening up rather than just like at your local gas station, which is normally where you get like a cone of soft serve ice cream, which sounds pretty awesome, right?
Yeah.
But I will tell you, two funny things. So I always try when we go on vacation, I always have soft serve ice cream. So people always ask me, do I order dessert always? And I don't.
Yeah.
I love a sweet cocktail with my dinner or like maybe white wine. And then that's kind of enough sugar for me after that. But I will always have soft serve ice cream if I see it. We were in Amsterdam last summer and before I went, my sister said, be very careful about waiting in lines that are really long for things that you don't know what they are. Usually it's an Instagram thing and it could be a total waste of your time. So I fell for it. We saw this big line. We're walking downtown in Amsterdam. We saw this big line and we said that must be something interesting. We have to stop. So we looked, it was an ice cream shop. And it looked like it was on cones, but it looked like very soft, like soft serve. So I just want to get this name right. The shop was called Banker Bakkers van der Lind in Amsterdam. We saw this line and we said, whatever it is, it has to be good. So we waited in the line. It wasn't too crazy. We went in and we got these ice creams and the ice creams were like €2 each. We were like, oh, this is great. I don't like a cone. I like to just get straight down to business with the ice cream. So the guys, George and Kevin, got cones and I got it in a tub and we were eating it. And Kevin and I were like, is it good? Like, I said to Kevin, is this after a while? Like, is this good? And he was like, it tastes like whipped cream, like frozen whipped cream. And here's this was bizarre. It wasn't that cold and it wasn't frozen.
Oh.
It tasted like cold. It wasn't frozen, but it tasted cold. It was like cold whipped cream. And both Kevin and I looked at each other. It was like, this, honest to God, seems like my 2-ingredient ice cream, condensed milk and whipped cream, whipped up together. Whatever it was definitely eggless. And it was not frozen. And it was just like a whole big tub of whipped cream.
Whoa.
And I have the photo. If you're looking on YouTube right now, you can see the photo. But it was bizarre.
Yeah.
And I actually didn't finish my tub, it was not like me. I couldn't finish it. It was just so weird.
Yeah.
But I just love to know if anybody else knows,
it.
if anybody else, I don't know if they loved it. I think they might have had the same experience.
Like,
that we
they're
did.
standing in line, so I'll stand in line.
Yeah. So I'd be curious if anybody listening knows of this place. But I went on their website. I was like, I have to figure this out. Like, what is this stuff? And they said on the website, it's a cross between whipped cream and ice cream.
Wow.
Bizarre, right?
Yeah.
And it was really soft. It was so random. But I will tell you, to redeem that experience, we were in Barcelona the summer prior. I have to get my pronunciations right of this place. And I went to a shop that's actually, I think, quite popular. And there's a few of them. And I do think they also have them here now in the US. And it was something that became really popular a few years ago with these soft serve shops. I think it was also huge in Japan. And they would give you different cones, different flavors of soft serve, which is kind of unique. And then you can put your toppings on. Rocambolisk. I just like plain soft serve. I got a violet soft serve ice cream with little marshmallows on top and I think some dehydrated strawberries or something. No joke, was one of the best things I've ever eaten to this date. One of the best things I've ever eaten.
Yum.
Insane.
Wow. So many like incredible soft serve stories that
I know,
you have.
right?
I mean, I guess.
And one weird one.
And one weird one. Well, Gemma, we've been talking a lot about soft serve today, and we are thrilled to be joined by Joe Nicchi, founder of CVT Soft Serve, LA's cult favorite ice cream truck, and mastermind behind Soft Serve To-Go Pouches. Joe has turned old school soft serve nostalgia into something portable, playful, and wildly viral. Perfect for wherever your cravings take you. Welcome, Joe. So my first question for you is, tell us about your personal history with soft serve. Why do you love it? Do you have any early or formative memories?
Sure. Yeah. So I grew up in upstate New York where soft serve shacks are prevalent on the West. In the summertime, Memorial Day to Labor Day. There's actually a soft serve season up here. So it's the only time of year where you can get it. We used to go on the weekends. Sunday nights as a family, we'd go out for soft serve, but it sounds odd to people outside of upstate New York that there's a soft serve season, or even in New York, the ice cream trucks, they just only come around for a few short months in the summertime. So yeah, it was just a wonderful memory that I had growing up, and I missed it and I longed for it. And then I joke when I say I opened our business in Los Angeles out of frustration, but it's nice in LA 9 months out of the year, and there's no soft serve in LA. This was going back to 2014 when we opened, but
Mhm.
it was yeah, it was just something that I longed for from when I was a kid.
Yeah, absolutely. And definitely like you don't have to, push a ice cream truck through snow, which I
Exactly.
imagine you'd have to do in
Exactly.
upstate New York.
Yeah.
Joe, I was going to ask you, like, what is it
Please.
for you that's like, why do you love soft serve? I think you kind of answered my question, which is, like a lot of it's nostalgia, which is the same for me. Like I talked earlier in the episode about like in Ireland, for some reason, and the more I travel in Europe, there is so much soft serve in Europe and in Ireland in particular, because being a small island, we get it all around.
Yeah.
So for me also, it's definitely nostalgia. I'm tasting this now, and like hard ice cream doesn't taste, not never mind texture, doesn't taste the same of soft serve
Mhm.
ice cream.
Yeah.
And this reminds me of the soft serve ice cream that I grew up with in Ireland. It's
Oh,
absolutely delicious. But I'm wondering,
thank you.
it's chocolate vanilla twist. So is the twist I squirt them both into my mouth at the same time? That's the twist.
Until last week when we launched the twist.
Oh no,
Oh, there's a twist.
Yeah.
Oh
I'm gonna do it
my
anyway.
God.
So we have all new packaging. So we have still keeping that like 1950s, 1960s nostalgic look, but now
Uh-huh.
we have the twist flavor as well. So I mentioned I was talking about this a while ago, but we started as a truck business, and our packaging that you have is the truck. And people outside, we grew so quickly with these pouches, people don't know the trucks. So we wanted to kind of make it crystal clear as to what's in the pouches. And
Mhm.
then our name is CVT Chocolate Vanilla Twist, but people are like, "Where's the twist?" So it took me
Mhm.
about a year and a half to figure this out, but we just launched it.
That is
That's
awesome.
so cool. So,
Yeah.
so CVT stands for chocolate vanilla twist.
Yes.
Do you ever consider expanding to different flavors?
So I would, we've been talking about it. Selfishly, I'm a coffee person, so I would be open to doing a
Oh
coffee flavor, but
yeah.
Ooh.
I know a lot of people want strawberry, so I've been hearing that as well.
Uh-huh.
Again, soft serve is typically chocolate and vanilla and twist, but
Sure.
I'm willing to be a people pleaser, and if people want to have a strawberry soft serve in their pocket, I'm all for it.
The nice thing about coffee is you don't have to change CVT.
Exactly.
Oh,
So
that's true. Yeah, yeah. Good one,
exactly.
Ami.
No,
Only flavors
at
that
our
start
root,
with
we will always
CVT.
be CVT. Those are our three base flavors, but yeah, we'll consider expanding at some point.
Uh-huh.
I have not seen anybody do pouches. So I'm familiar with the truck because we're in Studio City. We would go up to Osteria La Buca
Mhm.
on Ventura, and I would see your truck outside.
Yeah.
And you don't see a lot of, there's not trucks and there's not shops, which I just thought was like so novel. But when Kevin told me that in our local market here, which you said you lived in the valley, so you know M&M Market, which is a liquor
Yep.
store.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And he said he saw them in the freezer. I was like blown away. I was like, that is such a smart
Oh,
idea.
Mhm.
thank you.
Mhm.
So I'll give you guys a little bit of quick background on how we got to this. If you we were doing the trucks for years, and then we started wholesaling jugs of soft serve that you'd pour into colleges or pour into machines like at colleges and restaurants.
Mhm.
And then we got a call for a residential install. And I was like, who's putting a $15,000 ice cream machine in their kitchen? And it was Jeff Bezos. And when Jeff put
Amazing.
CVT in his house, it was a viral news story. I had this light bulb moment of how can we get soft serve to everyone who can't afford that kind of machinery in their house, nor would
Yeah.
you want to have it in your kitchen.
Yeah.
So I went down this crazy rabbit hole trying to figure out how to make a melt like soft serve to go.
Wow.
That
So
is insane. And
yeah,
did
it
you
was
end up
crazy.
putting it in his kitchen?
Yeah,
Oh my
Wow,
gosh.
that is so wild. So now I'm like looking at the ingredient list and I
yeah.
see that there's no eggs in the soft serve. Now, is
No.
that typical for all
So
soft serves?
soft serve typically doesn't, but custard does, which is very similar. Ours is a very creamy like custard, but
Uh-huh.
custard has a little bit of an egg aftertaste, so there's egg in it. Ours does not have egg in
Oh,
it.
that's what frozen custard is, which I've
Yeah.
heard of. That's like an East Coast thing too, isn't it?
Yes, it
Yeah.
is.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely. There was a
Okay.
lot of it in Western New York, in the Buffalo, New York, and Rochester, New York.
Uh-huh.
Those custard's really popular.
Yeah.
Um, Yeah, we wanted to keep it. I wanted to make it LA mom friendly, so we kept it really clean ingredients. You can pronounce all of them, all 7 all natural ingredients, no chemicals, no junk.
That's
So
awesome.
As an LA mom, I like that.
In Ireland, the majority of them also don't contain egg, and they would sell them in big bags. You'd have the machine, and a big bag would come, and the next thing you know, you've got frozen ice cream. So, Joe, nothing to the standard of your soft serve ice cream, but I have made soft serve ice cream before at home using dry ice.
okay.
So have you tried that? And if so, or even how did you go about yourself at home testing soft serve ice cream? Like, how did you try dry ice? Is that what you did?
I didn't try dry ice. I was lucky enough to have the machinery from our ice cream truck, so I was just trying every different formulation
Oh
possible.
yeah.
And then I have 4 kids, so they were my beta testers, and it sounds like a dream for a child, but after about like 50 different shades of chocolate, they're like, "Dad, it's fine. It tastes like chocolate." I'm like, yeah, so a lot of R&D went into this.
So that actually leads me to this follow-up question on that, which is like, what was your criteria? Like when you were trying to develop this, you had this like flavor in your head. Like what was your ideal texture and flavor?
So I wanted to make sure that it was still creamy, and I'm like a higher butterfat content. So if you do so kind of like food nerdy, but like soft serve ice cream, a lot of places in the US is just called soft serve. They can't legally use the words ice cream because it's not. So if you go to Dairy Queen or a lot of these fast food places, it just says soft serve on the menu because they use a 5% butterfat or less. If you do 10% butterfat or more, you can legally be called ice cream. So we are more than 10%. That was definitely the number one criteria. I want to make sure that it's super creamy and delicious.
Wow. Well, that sounds amazing. So I'm about ready to try this now that you've said
I
all
already
that.
tried yours. Yeah.
That's a lot of pressure. That's a lot of hype.
That's why I gave you the first questions. Like, well, she's chatting. I'm going to try it.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
so how does one eat one of these patches? You just like put it in
Sure.
your mouth, or do you squeeze it in a
It's
bowl?
delivered frozen. You wait about, I don't know, 5 minutes. If you're not patient, you can stick it under your arm like my kids like to do, or they sit on it. As soon as you can start to knead it with your hands, you just squeeze and eat it direct. You don't need a cup, spoon, cone. It's no mess soft serve on the go.
You must be a really popular dad.
Oh my God, you have no idea. Yeah.
Wow.
And it's
You're the
fun.
soft
Like
serve
my
dad.
kids, they're very nonchalant about it. Like, "Hey dad, can you go and just grab a case of blah 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 from the factory when you're there?" And I'm just like imagining myself being 10 years old asking my dad to go to the ice cream factory to grab him a case of ice cream.
Yeah. That you made.
Can I tell you, this is like one of the things that is not always my favorite about soft serve is I find them to be sort of flavor light, but these are really, really flavorful. Like there's so much taste in them.
Thank you
really,
so much.
really good.
Really good. Joe, I would like everybody to actually hear the story in a nutshell about the Reddit article with Bill Murray.
Okay.
Could you tell us that?
Absolutely. We launched in March of 2014 as a street truck in LA. I was going to do this as a side hustle on the weekends. I'm a walking cliche. I was an actor and writer like everyone else in Los Angeles. And it was going okay. We were just trying to make our way. And randomly, I heard that Bill Murray was filming a movie in my neighborhood. So they wanted to use one of my neighbor's houses, and he agreed to do it. We found out that they were doing it, and I'm like, "Oh my God, I love this guy. He's my idol. I want to meet Bill Murray." So I take my truck, this is June, yeah, about 3 months into business, and I put my truck near his house by set, and everyone at the production's like, "What are you doing here?" I said, "Oh, I just want to meet Bill." And they're like, "Well, you can't just stay here." I'm like, "No, it's free ice cream for the whole crew. I just want to meet him." And like, "Oh, he's not coming tonight." And I didn't believe them. Like, yeah, they wanted me to leave. So I stuck around, and then sure enough, Bill shows up and he said, "I heard this was for me." Super nice guy. He comes on the truck. We take photos. This is early days social media.
Yeah.
So we take photos. It was such a wonderful thing. We ended up handing out ice cream on set. It was just surreal that I had the opportunity to meet this guy. And that was the end of the story, so I thought. And my friend Chris called me and he's like, Joe, Bill Murray stories are really popular on Reddit. And I didn't know what Reddit was. I said, he goes, "I have a Reddit account. I'll post it." So he posts a photo. You're never going to believe who came to my friend's ice cream truck last night. And this thing he called me like a stockbroker yelling, "Joe, you're number 15, you're number 10. And he called me, "Joe, you are the number one post on Reddit on the front page." I go, "What does that mean?" He goes, "This is the most searched image on the internet right now."
Oh my
I said,
gosh.
"Get out of here." Instantly. Rolling Stone magazine, The Today Show, Good Morning. We were on every media outlet. It was the best free press for a new business. We had a line down the street the next day, like the movie Chef. And I tell people, like, in true, all seriousness, Bill Murray made our business. He put us on the map. Like, we should not have grown that quickly.
That's
So
amazing.
I would
that's
like to argue that you did that because that was a ballsy move.
Oh, thank you. I mean,
Yeah.
yes, there was a lot of luck involved, but also it was like, I don't know, might as well just give it a shot. I want to meet this guy.
Isn't
Good
this
for
like
you.
this is like a true Hollywood story,
is.
right?
Thank you.
That is awesome.
Yeah, it was really cool. So that was we actually had 3 viral news stories. That was the first one that was just absurd. And then years later, I got tired of people, this was when influencer culture was first starting, asking for free product all the time. And I was like, I have to pay my bills. I'm sorry, I'm not going to do it. So as a joke, I made a sign that said influencers pay double, and I put it in my window. And this thing went international. I was on the Time Magazine, the BBC, the Irish Times in
No
Ireland.
way, the Irish Times. That's our number one paper.
I'll have to find a link for you, but the Irish Times wrote a really nice. It was everywhere. And then the third viral story was with Bezos when he put the machine in the house. That thing went crazy too.
Insane.
Wow. Well, these
There's
are
a lot of
truly
random
delicious.
stuff that's happened in the last 11
Yeah,
years.
but
Yeah.
well deserved.
Yeah,
This
I mean,
is
these
an
are
awesome
amazing.
product.
This vanilla tastes like it has this like old fashioned vanilla taste to it. Like
Thank
almost
you.
like
Yeah,
it has
that
like
was what
malt
we
or
were going
something
for
in it. It's
sure.
so good. Wow.
When is ice cream soft serve season in on the East Coast? What month?
Well, now it's year round.
That's it. There you go. That was the right answer.
Typically, it's Memorial Day to Labor Day.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
The weather changes. The ice cream trucks start coming out. The soft serve shacks open, and it's a thing. And then come Labor Day, weather starts to cool down, and all those shacks close up.
I'm going to do that next summer. I've already planned because I want to go to like Maine, Rhode Island. I want to do like all the lobster shacks. I did it once before, and that's
so
going to be like soft serve lobster. I mean,
I just did that. I was just in a small town called Wiscasset, Maine, and I had the best lobster roll of my life. I was like, this is incredible.
it's the best.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
So I'm from Connecticut. So like that to me is my whole world, that whole
Yeah.
New England, wonderful. So have you ever seen anyone do anything really unusual with your soft serve, like weird toppings or serving it in a different, unusual way?
I don't think it's unusual per se, but people thought it was at first, but now it's normal. We put sea salt on our soft serve on the truck as a topping, which is really good. But
Yeah.
nothing too crazy. What people are doing now with these pouches is they're putting them in their coffee and making affogatos in their car.
Oh
Or making,
my God. I'm so
Coke
glad I
Coke.
asked this question. These are amazing ideas.
yeah, nothing too outlandish. No.
Yeah, but that sounds amazing.
Joe, tell us where to follow you and where can we get the pouches?
Sure. So we're on all the social media sites: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, all at CVT Soft Serve. And then on our website, we have a locator, cvtsoftserve.com. We're in about 3,000 stores. We're also the official ice cream of Live Nation, so we're in all their amphitheaters. It's been.
And do you ship nationwide if there's not a nearby store or
There's a website called Healthy Goodness. They ship on dry ice, so we ship nationwide.
So you'll be at the Hollywood Bowl then as well, Joe? Is that where like?
No, only their amphitheater. So Live Nation puts on shows at the Bowl, but not at the closest venues in Hollywood that we have are the Palladium, and we're about to announce the Wiltern.
Wow.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Wow.
Congratulations on all your success.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
delicious.
You're my new best friend, whether you want to be or not.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you guys having me.
Absolutely. Thank you
Thanks
very,
a
very
billion,
much.
Joe. Take care.
Nice talking with
care.
you.
Bye-bye.
Well, that was fun.
That was great, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Fascinating.
Yeah,
What an
and
interesting
so
guy.
good. So I feel like my mind has been blown about soft serve. Now I think
Do
I'm
you know what
just
else?
like,
He only told us like those 3, like, those big viral moments. Like, I bet you he has more stories. Like, that dude has stories for sure.
I hear his Instagram is hilarious if people want a good laugh. It is now time for the Bold Baking Hotline, and we have a few questions. Our first question is when you are making soft serve with dry ice, can you use any dry ice?
Oh, that's a very good question. I had to look into this before I did it. And I did not know this until I Googled it. You have to use food grade dried ice.
Okay.
So that's very important. It's hard to come by. I will tell you where I get it is Smart and Final here in Los Angeles because they're kind of like a restaurant depot. So definitely go to places like a restaurant depot, anywhere that does kind of like for catering, something like that. Like you never know, you might even get it at Costco. Like I don't know, but definitely food grade grade. And regardless, always with dry ice, you can't touch it with your hands. So make sure you have big, thick gloves on.
Right, absolutely. You'll get burns.
You'll
You'll get
really
burns.
bad. Yeah. Be very careful. Yeah. You do have to be careful using it. And don't put it in the freezer. Did you know that?
Yes, because it will melt everything else in your
everything
freezer.
else. It disappears. It vaporizes.
Yeah.
And it melts everything.
Yes.
I did not know that.
Yeah, you have.
until-
Yeah, if you have dry ice, you've got to store it in a cooler,
In a
in
cooler.
a separate cooler.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I had no idea. There you go.
Another question: can I make a soft serve recipe ice cream? Your soft serve recipe ice cream in a regular ice cream maker?
You can. That's okay, but you do have to use it once it's churned. Once you put that, when you get your soft serve and you're done and whatever, anything that's left over will can't stay in the machine. And if you don't eat it, it usually then goes into a tub into the freezer, and then it will get very hard.
Right.
Nature of soft serve is to scoop it and eat it. Yeah, so just be ready for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't make it in advance. So I'm not keeping score, but I did answer those 2 questions and you didn't answer any. So next episode is all you.
It's all me.
For the whole episode.
Oh man.
Well, I have to say, I did find that very enjoyable.
Yeah, that was fun, and we got some ice cream out of
And we got some ice cream. I love that. I love talking to new people. I now have a new best friend, and I got to have soft serve ice cream.
I don't think we should ever do an interview without getting to eat ice cream.
We should always have food, that's for sure, or a drink. And on that note, I'm going to say goodbye for today. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this episode. Make sure to like and subscribe wherever you listen and watch your podcasts, and we'll see you back here again really soon. From HRN and the Bold Baking Network, you are watching the Need to Know Baking Entertainment podcast.